do like, subscribe, hit the bell notification as well. So we obviously know this film will definitely harbour more on Liu Kang and his journey to fighting Shang Tsung and becoming the champion of Earthrealm that we know he's destined to be. But what about Scorpion also, as he was a big character people were expecting to see a lot of in this film, and we only got to see him at the end and at the start of the film. Unlike Robin Shou, who got a lot of show in the original MK film, it was literally just about him. We know that this film took a different plot way to introduce Cole Young and also take us on a route which was a prequel to the tournament. But we obviously know that this time around, he's going to have to step up and be the chosen one in a much bigger way. After losing Kung Lao, he's obviously going to be getting a much more directed route. And from what Jeremy Slater has even said, he knows the rich lore of Mortal Kombat, he wants to explore that even more, and he wants to keep it exactly what the fans want and to get right. And Liu Kang winning the tournament is definitely one of those things.
I think for me, having Liu Kang to be the main focus in the sequel could actually work, because I feel like Cole Young just completely ruined this movie. But to me, I just think they should have just went to the original route and not introduce an original new character, because that is one of the main reasons why a lot of people did not like the first movie, because of Cole Young. But I think for the most part, Liu Kang should be the main focus in the sequel. And I just hope to God that the fight scenes are a bit better. And now that Simon is back to directing a sequel, I hope and pray that he looks at our videos and understands what we want from a sequel. No more camera cuts, no more jump cuts and quick edits, because that's what really ruined the fight scenes in Mortal Kombat 1. So I just hope that he understands what the fans are coming from. So, yeah.
Scorpion, where's he going to go to now? What's going to happen with him? Because we obviously know that Scorpion's going to come into this and Kuai Liang is going to show up. He's going to think that Scorpion killed his brother and everything, which he did, but not for the same reasons that he's going to think. He's obviously going to think that Scorpion did it on purpose.
You know, it would have been cool if they actually brought Quan Shi for the sequel. With Scorpion's mind being all about revenge, you know, against Sub-Zero, he probably think that, you know, Kuai Liang was responsible for his death. But I think having Quan Shi in the picture, it could make sense. So if you add that into the tournament, those two would be interesting for the plot convenience, you know, especially Liu Kang focusing on getting revenge against Shang Tsung, and Scorpion could just, you know, find ways to deal with pain, you know, try to avenge his family's death. So I think with that in mind, that could actually work at the same time. So, like I said, having Quan Shi in the sequel could also help this movie for having a clear understanding in the lore of the history of these characters.
He was just doing what he was told to do in a way. But Bi-Han was very evil indeed, very, very evil.
Yeah, he was.
Liu Kang and Scorpion have so much to go through in this film as characters, development, everything. We're going to be seeing them both being utilized as a big pivotal spot probably. We're going to see storylines that we've seen and wanted for Scorpion with Kuai Liang, and also him finding peace within himself because he's been fueled with so much vengeance. And where does he place in this world now that he's freed again from the Netherrealm? But then also Liu Kang having to fight through himself and how he might feel responsible for Kung Lao's death through the hands of obviously the wicked Shang Tsung. Now obviously I know Shang Tsung deserves to get it because this man needs to be stopped.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A villain in many cases, and he needs to be stopped. And I don't want them to take that away from this next film and make it so that Shang Tsung and Liu Kang's rivalry takes a step back, because we need to see what's going to happen now that everything's put on Liu Kang's shoulders, when originally Kung Lao was the champion of the Order of Light. It was him who was the main pro at this stuff. But now that Liu Kang has to step into that role and fight against Shang Tsung, we all need to see this type of a fated fight against Shang Tsung from Liu Kang. And I hope that they do that.
I agree with that as well.
Scorpion, they do need to have a little bit more show, because he's going to have to deal with Kuai Liang, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
But then also Noob Saibot as well, which will be Bi-Han returning. He will also be there as well. So Scorpion has a really big plot here for fighting against both brothers. One will obviously be out to kill him. The other one will obviously have to realize and understand that he didn't do it on purpose. It was for a reason. Whether Scorpion explains it to him or not, Bi-Han might utilize that and twist Kuai Liang's mind.
That is kind of interesting points though. You know, having Noob Saibot debut in Mortal Kombat 2 with the movie I think for the most part, it could also help this film, make sense because Noob Saibot debuted in Mortal Kombat 2 as a mystery character. For those of you who don't know, if you play the arcade games. But I think for the most part, Noob Saibot fighting Scorpion and Kuan Yin, like just imagine how cool it is, the fight scenes of the three of them. No, actually have Quan Shi, Scorpion, Kuan Yin, and Noob Saibot fighting against one another, all because of Quan Shi's having Scorpion's mind all messed up because he thinking that, Kuan Yin was responsible for his family's death. When you actually think about it, I think that could also make this movie great if they were to do something like this, even though this sequel is in development. So they'll probably watch our videos and give some interesting ideas. So I just want to throw that out there. And I do agree with everything he says in this video.
Scorpion, and then probably end up trying to kill his brother when his brother realizes what he's really like. Who can tell? But Liu Kang, obviously, both of these guys, they do need to have a bigger plot this time and be more focused on, because they are two of the most iconic characters.
Exactly.
And I really would like to have these guys be pushed more to the front and have their characters shine like we know they do in the games.
In all honesty, I feel like everything he says, I 100% agree with. Liu Kang and Scorpion are the most iconic characters. The last thing you want to do is piss off the fan base of not having Liu Kang and Scorpion being the main focus characters. And we all know that Johnny Cage will be coming back in the sequel. But at the same time, you don't want to shine too much focus on Johnny Cage. Having Liu Kang and Scorpion be the main focus in the sequel based on the tournament, it could also help the film's benefits from going bad to actually being good. And the last thing you want to do is just mess up everything, and I just hope that when Simon directs this movie, no camera cuts this time, because I think all of us, all we want to see is just see these martial artists and actors do their own stunts, just having a one-shot fight scenes that can also make this movie great. And hopefully it can also work. What y'all think in this video? Shout out to Future Boy Who for doing this content. You already hear his thoughts and you already hear my thoughts. So yeah, I'm gonna see you on my other video.